Hi friends, this is Kayla. I am out here it's nighttime, it's about 8 o'clock, and I'm out here in my very wild garden. But I wanted to talk today about a plant that you probably know, that you've probably seen before, but maybe perhaps don't know all the goodness that it has to offer. So we're going to cover that plant today. Now this beauty is known as plantain or Plantago Major, also known as broadleaf plantain. You can see that in the center here, these new leaves are being grown out, these bright tender leaves. Hi Pixie! And then out here are these bigger, older leaves, and then we're also having the seed stalks being produced, and Pixie is eating my Swiss chard. Now there are many uses for plantain, also known as plantain. I've heard people around this area call it that, so definitely let me know what you call this plant. I love hearing the common names of all different plants from different areas, but it is an edible plant from root to leaf to flower to seed. There are so many health benefits packed in it. You can eat the tender young green leaves as a fresh kind of salad or green, and then the bigger ones you can either dry or cook. And what I really like, because you guys know I like to make bread, so you can collect the seeds once they get hard and kind of more of autumn, fall time, and you can grind them into a flour and add them into breads or pancakes or anything that you would use flour for. And not only is she nice and edible, but she also is great for skin conditions. So infusing these leaves into a salve or a balm, or even just taking them and kind of crushing one up and putting it on any bite or sting or rash or ant bite or just kind of anything that you might get while you're outside. Poison ivy. You can take the sting and the pain right out, basically. Now, something that you're gonna hear me talk a lot about and just honestly ask if you guys have any is the stories. I love the lore and the stories of plants and how we existed with the plants and what we use them for and all of that. So I actually read a story once about plantain where an older gentleman had really bad teeth. Hasn't seen the dentist in years, kind of thing. And he said, well, he went to the dentist and they were like, we're gonna have to do some major work here. And so he said, give me 6 months. And he went home, he used a plantain mouth rinse every day. I don't know exactly what that was. I've been thinking about it. I'm like, could it be a tea? Could it be, just chewing it up with some water? But basically, in 6 months, he went back to the dentist and they were like, whoa, what'd you do? And it was for plantain. So believe it or not, something that I really don't see a lot of people talk about is plantain can be really good for your oral health. Now I know my lighting isn't that great, and that's because it's a bit later in the day, but I wanted to demonstrate. Let's say I get a sting or a bite or a rash or something. I'll take a leaf, and here's one way is you can kind of roll it around in your hands. Basically what you're going for is just hearing a little bit more of that juicy sound, breaking up those cell walls there. And once you do, you can kind of just go ahead and rub the plant on anything. Another way is to chew it. It'll make a poultice. So incorporate your saliva into it. And basically, you kind of make this little green mash, and you can stick it on just like a band-aid. Leave it on, reapply when you need to. It'll dry on there a little bit, and that's really how easy it is. It's just starting to rain, so I'm gonna wrap this up. Also want to talk about how plantain can be really good for any viral conditions or antibacterial. So if you're dealing with any sort of sickness or seasonal sickness, you can go ahead and make a tea with it, either simmer the fresh leaves or steep the dried leaves and just drink that internally, you know, and obviously putting on any cuts or wounds to help with that as well. I've also heard a story about a woman who got bit by a brown recluse, and oh my god, you're so wet. That's my Pixie. Oh my goodness, look at how wet you are. Wow. I like to call her my little garden gremlin. But anyways, my girl over here is having some allergies. Oh my goodness. Okay, baby girl. Okay. Anyways, there's a lot more to say about plantain, but I just wanted to make this quick little video to encourage you to work with the plant if you haven't before, and you've probably seen it and stepped on it, because it really does grow everywhere. So chances are it's growing right in your backyard or at least down the street. But I would love to hear what you guys have used plantain for, or what you even call it. I think it's an amazing plant ally, and I like to, you know, it's an easy one to incorporate into our lives, especially if you're not like, I get a whole bunch of wild food. It's a very safe plant to work with and whatnot. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video learning a little bit about plantain. But be sure to drop a comment to tell me how you like to work with the plant, or if this plant is completely new for you, and if you can go and find it outside. So anyways, thank you so much for watching. I'm going to be sharing more videos like this about wild and medicinal plants to use, and come fall time I can share how I like to process the seeds and make some bread. So anyways, hope you have a beautiful day. Thanks.